Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Janet and today I'm going to show you this last Mother's Day card featuring stamping, alcohol ink, gilding, and some ephemera. Today's project features items that you can get at the Creative Escape Papercrafting Company. I'm going to be using this really pretty stamp set called Modern Peonies for my Mother's Day card. It's a W+9 brand item. And I'm also using ephemera, paper, and gilding flakes from the April Fully Loaded kit. So to get started, I'm going to make the side panel where all my stamping is going to occur, and I just used a wave die and then finished the cut on the edges. I needed some masks for the flower stamping, so I do these on post-it paper. Just cut them out, apply the Zig 2A glue and let it dry, and then these become removable. They're repositionable and you can use them over and over again. I decided to use the two main flowers in this stamp set and began to color them. I used Spectrum Noir markers, so I used 3 in the orange family, OR 1, 2, and 3, and then one in the red family, DR3, for the shading and the contrasting. So I tried a couple different ways of doing this. First, I put in all the darkest colors around the edges. And then I started filling in with the mediums and then finally the lights. And then I decided to try it the other way around, which is to fill in all the light colors first, and then the darkest color, and then the medium tones. And I think in the end, I liked that best. It seemed like it blended best. And even in the smaller little petals and things, that seemed to blend pretty well. Another thing that I've learned recently is that it helps if you just do small areas at a time and don't oversaturate your paper, because if you oversaturate it seems like it will sometimes cause the lines of the stamp to bleed. Even though I've used Memento ink, which is very good for alcohol ink coloring, if it gets oversaturated it will kind of go beyond the lines. And I did have that happen here, but I'll show you how I kind of dealt with that. Now here are the masks that I applied, and can I just say too that I keep these masks. I have a piece of wax paper, and I will stick those on the wax paper and put them back with my set, and then that way I have them for the future. So you only have to do the mask once. But you can see once I stamped the leaves and then pulled off my masking, the leaves were all very nice between the flowers but not on top of the flowers. So that's the purpose of the masking, is to really allow you to add the features such as leaves and things without it messing up your main flower, and it works pretty well. There's lots of ways to do masks. You can use something called a masking fluid, which is like a paint almost. It's like a glue that you paint on and then you have to rub it off when you're done. That works pretty well. But I just find that if I use these post-it note and put the Zig 2A glue on it and save them, it's pretty much ready to go the next time I want to use the stamp set. So for me, that saves a lot of time, and I'm always trying to find ways to save time. So for these leaves, I'm using 4 colors from the Citrus Green collection, CG 1 through 4, and then Jade Green 6 is what the darkest color is. So to color the leaves, I use the lightest CG1 first, then I fill in with the darkest, the JG6, where I want the shadows to be, and then I use the 2 medium citrus greens to blend in the middle. And then I use the lightest CG1 again to kind of blend over everything. And I just kept doing that till I got the look that I wanted. One thing that I had made a mistake on is the leaves there between the 2 flowers. I really should have had a mask there, because when I stamped over them, it kind of made it a little strange looking. But in the end, it didn't matter at all, because this is the area where I put some of the ephemera and my sentiment, and it really was all covered up and was not an issue whatsoever. So no biggie. Now once I got it all done, I used a blender pen to push back color. That's what I'm doing right here, that escaped the lines of the stamp, because sometimes when I color, I'm a little messy and it goes beyond the line. So that cleans it up. And then I also use this thin line black marker here to draw over many of the lines in the leaves to make the lines neat and crisp again, because as I mentioned, it bled somewhat from me saturating it so much. Now here's where some fun technique is coming into play. I'm again using Zig 2A glue, and this is a glue pen that I had that went dry So what I did is I just used a little bit of a gum wrapper that I had on hand because I had a piece of gum earlier in the evening. And I used that to create a puddle of the Zig 2-way glue, and then I just used the pen, which was dry, to apply the glue where I wanted it. Next, I'm using some beautiful rose gold Nouveau gilding flakes, and this came in the April fully loaded kit, and I had quite a bit left over, so I wanted to try this technique, and I found that it was super easy and the results were just gorgeous. I hadn't worked with gilding flakes before this kit, and I'm really happy with it, and I intend to get some more and use them as well. They just add so much glam. Now I'm doing the sentiment. It says Happy Mother's Day, and I stamped it with Versamark and now some fine line gold embossing powder, and I will heat that up, and that will serve as my primary sentiment on this card. So lovely, the black and gold together. I love that. Now, here is another beautiful piece of cardstock with the black background and gold ferns, and this comes from the April fully loaded kit. I had some left over from the 10 cards that I made earlier when I first got the kit, and I'll put a little link for my videos on the 10 cards that I made up there in the right hand corner for you if you want to check that out. I've prepped the panel now with some double-sided foam tape and applied that so that it is standing above that black and gold cardstock. And then I'm using some ephemera from the April fully loaded kit. These beautiful leaves, which are white and gold, are tucked in there. And then I have my Happy Mother's Day sentiment with some orange jewels from my stash. And then I applied this really gorgeous butterfly that came in the ephemera kit in the April fully loaded kit as well. And I just really liked how this collage turned out. So there you have it. It's the finished Happy Mother's Day card using all the products from Creative Escape Papercrafting Company. I'll be back soon, but until then, I hope you have a great crafty day, and Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. You're special people who are very much loved, and it's your day, so hope you get to celebrate with your loved ones. This was my little guy, Tanner, when he was a few months old, and now he's 12. So sad, isn't it, guys? All right. Well, have a great weekend, and Happy Mother's Day. Bye.